What's up, everybody? It's Brandon here. As promised, I wanted to follow up and show you guys some of my rail planning for this in-scale stuff that I'm working on. I'll show you a couple screenshots here real quick. Um, I mentioned before, I really want to model some of the Norfolk and Southern around Bluefield, West Virginia. It's where I grew up. It's what I remember. There's one image that always pops into my mind, and it's this one right here. Anybody ever been through Bluefield, you'll recognize that coaling tower. It's been there forever and still there. And the rail traffic's not there like it used to be. Coal is not what it once was, but you can still go down there and see that coaling tower. And then in the foreground here, you see a couple of the Norfolk Southern diesels there, but also see the fuel racks, the diesel fuel racks, and right behind that, you can't get a good view of it here, but I've got another picture I'll show you. It's the Bluefield locomotive shop, which is something else that I do plan on modeling. And I'm trying to find a kit that will come close to what this looks like. I haven't found it yet, but I'm still looking, but I could probably custom make one because that rail shop's not huge, which is a good thing on my 2x4 model that I plan on doing. But definitely going to try to get that coaling tower and try to get that locomotive shop in there. But yeah, that's kind of my inspiration on some of what I'm doing. So I'm going to open up SCARM, and I'm using a Mac here, so I have to use another application to get SCARM to run. But that's all right because it works. So we'll open up Play on Mac. Play on Mac will create a disk image for SCARM to run in. So if you're using a Mac and want to take advantage of SCARM's freeware, Play on Mac will let you do that. Take just a second for it to load. Maybe more than just a second. Here we go. SCARM is a nice little program. It opens to a default screen here, measurements on the side. I've got mine set to inches, obviously. One of the very first things I do is go in here and lock the scale down so that my mouse doesn't zoom me in and out because that gets frustrating from time to time. So I've been playing with this for a while and I've made several different versions of what I'm trying to do, but I think the one I finally landed on is a 2 foot by 4 foot, just a little miniature layout that I'm going to do here. This is something that I'll be able to use in my office, put on my desk. I've got a spot for it over in the corner where it won't take up a whole lot of room, but this one continuous loop with some overpasses basically that you can see here. I'm going to do mountains in the back. So as I visualize the scene, there's a mountain all the way across the back of this. And again, if you've ever been to Bluefield, those rails are down in a valley, and behind it is just a small mountain there in Bluefield with some houses on it. It's nothing fancy at all, but envision that across the back. It's going to be a mountain there, and both of these are going into tunnels. Where this line comes back and ends, I want to do a coal mine. So I'm going to get one of Walther's sets, probably just their coal mine set, put it here and have the chute going right into the mountain. I think that'll be very prototypical for something you'd see in West Virginia. Up here off of this switch on this line, I'm going to put that locomotive shop. So it'll be sitting up here. And then, run a road kind of across the middle here. Downtown Bluefield is a small town, but there are some classic buildings there that I'm going to try to prototype, one of which is the Dairy Queen, best hot dog you will ever eat. If you're ever near Bluefield, West Virginia, go to the Dairy Queen and get a hot dog. They're delicious. So I'll do a couple houses, maybe a set of businesses, and that Dairy Queen here, and then just take the road off to the side. So it'll be a very loose prototype, but I'm going to capture some of the things that I remember about Bluefield in this very small layout. But you can see we'll run a loop around the track all the way around. We'll have a couple options for switching. Obviously, we'll go back here to the locomotive shop. We can switch back here to the coal mine where I'll put some gondolas and stuff. So have a little bit of a function to it, not just running circles, which I think will be fun. If you haven't used SCARM, this is a pretty awesome tool. Let me pull up one of my other ones and I can show you some of the features in here. Let's grab this one. So I was playing around with the idea of doing a full 4x8, but I just don't have the space for it right now. But the cool thing about this is you grab you a piece of track, and let's get us a start point out there. We'll drop it here. You grab a piece of track, right? Now over on the left, you can see you can pick what track you're using. Notice I have Cato Unitrack up here. They've got all these different options in there, all the Atlas track, whatever it is, on all the pieces they have. But it's really cool with the Cato track because here are all the sizes available. So let's say I'm going to run this down. I'm going to add another 248 to that, and then let's make a turn, right? So we'll scroll down to our turns. Here's all the radiuses, the 45s, the 15s. You pick whichever one you want, click it. Is it going right or left? Boom, and it just keeps snapping. And then if you want to use that same piece, hit the space bar, and then it'll just keep snapping that track together. So just really neat tool. It really makes it cool with the Cato because you know when it's all said and done, everything's snapped together, you have exactly what you need. And then when you're finished, you go up here, hit Tools, and you can go to Parts List, and this is really slick. What it does is it opens up a web page for you and shows you all the pieces that you currently have in that layout with their part numbers and names, how many pieces there are, which is just really handy. So you can take that list straight to Lombard or whoever you're buying your track from and get exactly what you need for the layout that you put together. So that's just a little bit of what SCARM can do. But again, we'll get rid of this, not saving those changes. I think this is the one I've settled on right here, guys. Just a small little 2x4. Going to get some good scenery on here. Going to build some mountains. Going to do some elevation. I think it'll have a lot of good detail with it. I bought a few pieces of track, as you saw in my previous video, where I detailed my Digitrax DCS52 and my Scale Trains Dash 9. Might go ahead and try to get the rest of the track soon. I'm not trying to do it all at once so that my wife doesn't get mad when she sees all of this hit the bank account. So spreading it out a little bit. So I'm going to get a little more track soon, and probably my next trip to Lowe's or Home Depot, I'm going to pick up the lumber to go ahead and build this 2x4 box and go ahead and grab me some pink foam styrofoam so that I can start building my elevations. So look forward to that coming up in some future videos. I checked the status the other day of my Scale Trains orders, and I have box cars coming, but it looks like they've got pushed out till the fall, I do believe. So the coal gondolas, Norfolk and Southern road name specific. I think it's Fox Valley models that I ordered, but those will be soon. But again, I just wanted to share with you kind of what my plans are for this layout. If you're excited to see it like I am, be sure to give me a subscribe and follow along the process. You'll be able to watch me build this thing from my very first pieces that you've seen in my first videos to hopefully a finished layout before the year is over. But I appreciate everybody watching. Be sure to like and give me a comment on anything you'd like to see. Take care, everyone.